there's tons of customer feedback. It's all around us. It can be overwhelming. How can I possibly go through all this customer feedback, package it in a strategy, and act on it? It's hard. It's tough. We need qualitative feedback because to understand quantitative feedback, to understand the context, the whys, the sentiment, the emotion behind that rating, we need qualitative feedback. Because you cannot just act on a quantitative feedback. You need to understand what to do to fix it, or maintain it, or increase it. That's where qualitative feedback comes into picture. 3 minutes. Just think about it. You can possibly ask 2 quantitative questions, like scale-type questions in there, maybe 1 or 2 open-ends. That suddenly limits your capability to understand what your customer is really trying to tell you. That is when we realized we have an amazing repository of open ends that we are doing nothing about. You know what? On a scale of 1 to 10 on awesomeness, that's pretty darn awesome if I can hire an army of coders. But you see, life is not perfect. This is our simple 3-step approach. Literally, we translate all of these 65,000 verbatims that are collected in 42 different languages, because that's what our survey is translated in. We translate all of this in English. We train our model with about 2,000 manually coded verbatims, so we give context to AI, not completely unsupervised. We run all these verbatims through the program. It gives us some categories. We put those categories into our driver model, causal AI. And then that gives us really an idea of what themes are important and what's driving customer satisfaction. So we can optimally plan our resources going into next cycle. It is so much richer because now we are deconstructing licensing into specific topics, specific themes, and we know specifically which area to work on because we know which one of these is actually driving customer satisfaction. So we are not just shooting in the dark. We know specifically what to tell the business groups to go work on. Because even when we hired 2 human coders to test the same code, their accuracy was actually lower than what we got with AI. So you see, AI is giving us richer context here. But the funny thing is, text-based drivers actually are performing better than our quantitative drivers. The really impressive thing about this approach is it not only tells you what categories are most frequently mentioned and have an impact, it also tells you about categories that are probably not as frequently mentioned, but when they are mentioned, they are really important for customer satisfaction. You will probably ignore them because they're not as frequently mentioned, and continue pushing the envelope in this area so we can be more innovative, more cutting edge, but most importantly, truly customer obsessed. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure being here. You guys were amazing.